We are live. Well, I am Dr. Kong, and Razor is here as well.
Hi.
Hello, hello, and we are both here to commentate game number 2 of round 2 of Casual League 2. We got the triple twos here, and it is Cameroon versus Mexico. And Cameroon is coming off their heels of their last game a few weeks ago against Morocco, where they won a bit of a blowout, 6-2. Of course, we've come a long ways from round one, which was for a long time dominated by Japan and Mexico. But now we have um, the other teams have their chance to shine now. So we'll see if Cameroon is going to be able to continue their winning streak going into round two as they attempt to create a legacy for themselves and prove themselves. Or we'll see how Mexico fares, because Mexico, I don't want to say a bit of a wild card, but I would say a little unpredictable, since most of their time and the recent months have been spent against Japan, and not only that, their team has been overhauled a couple times. They've got different captain. They went from Ubix to Tumbleweed. They got Chill. So we have Hit on the field, who's typically been resigned to a sub player. But we have started. We got Cameroon tipping off. Yui's with the ball, running up.
Let's get it over to Egg. Look at Matt. Matt's wide open, but it doesn't
Oh
matter.
my
Egg
God!
just shoots immediately.
Oh,
That is
was
literally
that
10
it?
seconds into an attack. No. And
Is it
that's an
okay?
attempt already
Yeah.
made by Cameroon, so we can see the pace of this game and how it's going to go. See Chill wide open now. Waldo on the coverage, but does mess that up just a little bit. But Yui creases back for the pressure. Now pass over to Kingston. Less of a striker nowadays and more of a defensive mid, but that pass to Tumbleweed goes just a little bit wide.
Yeah, I do want to give a shout out to Egg. Egg was the MVP of last match in Cameroon. He scored 4 goals that round, and delivered the 6-2 win for Cameroon. So it would be lovely. Keep an eye on him to see if he can deliver similar results. But we'll see if his teammates give him the chance to, because he does like to play up and create a open space for himself. But he's getting hassled right now. We got Chill with the ball. Let's see, and it's been a bit since I've seen Mexico or really get to examine their dynamic and how they play. But I am expecting also wonderful results from Waldo, of course, a legendary defender, one of my favorite defenders.
We did just lose the ball there, but the pass is also no good. It's Tumbleweed. Loses that maybe off a steal. I don't know if Egg actually hit him, to be honest. It didn't look like he did, but it'll be a
Uh,
corner.
yes,
Kingston is open, and Tumbleweed also has space in the box. But
yes.
Cameroon now on the attack. Now, here's the thing about Cameroon. Obviously, you mentioned that Egg is really good, and this is really part of their massive improvement. But as Waldo gives up yet another ball, Chill trying to get it over, but Yui Kreis instead will respond. Egg is jumping towards absolutely nothing, but Hit loses the ball. Thankfully for Tumbleweed and Kingston, both back here. Egg has found a split down the middle, however.
Yeah,
Kingston is
Egg was
open.
that was a common theme with Egg against Morocco. He likes to stay to the middle, but he can be very adaptable in terms of moving up and down very quickly. So he's more often than not an open shot. But the thing I noticed last time was the decisions you make as a team player. Yui had, I would say, for Cameroon, a majority of the ball possession last game, but most of the time he kind of kept it to himself even when Egg was open. So I'm curious to see if that dynamic is going to change or if they're going to still make the similar kind of layout and stick to what they did last game.
Yui or Egg had like a pretty big rise as a midfielder during the latter half of Polar, of Atlas Cup, where him on Tropics was kind of a highlight reel, walking highlight reel for a very short period of time, but then he kind of fell back down into obscurity. It's good to see that he's kind of become like this weaponized striker midfielder hybrid that has really started to work out, especially with that ping of his. Because holy crap, I've seen some horrendous things, and he's lagging across the field right
Oh my
now.
god. Yeah,
Chill,
and I
trying to
mean,
find an
yeah.
opening, but
Oh, good catch by Mel. I mean, absolutely, I agree. I mean, I would know personally from history, like even a capable player can be shrouded if they're put on the wrong team. And then for me personally, my philosophy has always been it's not just also not just the players themselves, but it's also the captain and how they
oh,
strategize their players, and how they put forth. They can carry each other if they want to. So I
I
always like
think
to examine dynamics
It's the
Um,
second time Waldo gave up a ball in that position. That's kind of concerning if you are Cameroon. Just a little bit of sloppiness on his end. But as I say that,
we
Matt,
are 16 minutes left, 4 minutes in. No one has scored yet. It's still a bit of a back and forth between the two teams. Yeah, Cairo with the ball. Cairo's a very good goalie. I always love seeing Cairo on that. Kingston is a curious one. I feel like sometimes he has his moments and sometimes he has his lows. But hopefully we can see some good things from him today. See,
ball
this
is
is
stolen. You can see Matt's actually pretty wide open. Kingston is not covering
for
that
sure.
avenue. Hits nearby, but
It's weird to see Egg was at least for the last game was a bit more open. It seems like he's staying too close to the players. He did have a neat amount of space behind him, so hopefully he can
Yuri is
spread
now
out a bit.
up. He might have Matt open. He's not going to go
Yeah.
for the pass though. He goes for the
Yeah.
shot and it goes right back
Oh,
into Yui's hands. It's a
box.
box call, and I think everybody agrees on that one. So
See,
almost a goal, but with 5 minutes down, nothing comes to fruition. Although Yui had so many openings there. I'm not sure why he
yeah.
didn't go for that pass. But as Chill gets the ball, this is really bad. Chill's in such a good
Well,
position.
Kingston.
Good pass over to Kingston, but Kingston just shoots right at Mel.
See, good catch by Mel, but yeah, I agree with you as I was saying before with Yui. I mean, sometimes the worst thing you can do is not make a choice and hesitate, but Yui likes to keep more to himself, and I'm not,
Egg
at least
is
so far, I'm
not
not sure that
sitting on the
maybe
field. He is sitting off of the field right now.
why is
He
who
said
lag.
BRB.
Um,
Okay.
hopefully his team approved of that. Mishi is I'm not seeing Mishi on the field. He was here during last game as a sub, but well, it looks like when we need him most, he's not here.
Cameroon
Um,
and or Mexico and Mickey Mouse games. Would you name a better combo than that? Look at Yui now. Trying to juke out Chill and Kingston. And that's gonna be a foul. That's gonna
yeah,
waste so much time.
yeah. Mexico Mickey Mouse is something else, but it's very fascinating that the captain of Cameroon is not calling for maybe a timeout.
He
To
wants to
egg
play
to
on.
resolve
He
himself.
just wants the 4v5.
That is certainly a choice. I'm not sure if that is a bit of courageous or a bit of what's the word? I don't know. A little. Just they believe in themselves very much. So we'll
It's
see
gonna
how that turns out.
it's gonna hurt this defense just a little bit, obviously, because you have an extra man on the side of Mexico. Um,
Oh, for sure. I mean, they have to change their strategy now because you have a four-person dynamic. So, I mean, are they going to put all in on defense and wait for Egg to get back, or are they just going to power through? I mean, they haven't scored yet. Um,
Mexico are, to be fair, giving them some leeway, letting them take the goal kick. I'm not sure why, but it's respectable plus rep from X. Matt trying to look for that pass, but
yeah.
Chill is actually covering Yui pretty well.
Yeah, and I mean, I gotta say, you gotta take those moments when a player is open, like because we saw from Egg last game, he scored four
Kingston's open
goals.
right now. Kingston's so
Oh,
wide
Kingston
open.
over
Oh
top.
my goodness!
Oh,
And there is the massive disadvantage of a 4v5 really coming out in spades. Kingston had so much space to work with. But to be fair, even while Egg was playing and while he was here, he did seem to have a hard time of like covering anyone inside a box. It seems like Cameroon are almost too aggressive for their own good, but Egg in the meantime is in box, but he's got four
yes.
players in his
Now
way
Egg.
to try and get through.
Now beforehand, Egg was blaming it on lag, so hopefully he's resolved it by now. So we'll see if he's able to fare better and recapture what he did last game. But of course, it's up to his also teammates to deliver the ball to him because he does like to stay to that middle route. And he needs that pass if he is going to be able to score. Because last game Yui did have a majority of ball possession, and he only had what, one or two goals, two tops, because Egg got most of them. So I wonder if they're
Yui
gonna try the same thing or
Yui is like a system player. Like if you tell him what to do, he'll do it very well. But if he's like kind of like the leading voice for what it seems like for Cameroon, and he's the one calling the shots on attack, he might ball hog, and that's kind of something that you notice with something like Swamp. Obviously, T-Bone might have been the one calling the shots. I'm not too sure,
yeah,
as he was captain. But you can see Yui kind of greeds a little bit. But now is the opportunity where he can make a pass,
yeah,
but hit is in
and
the
he
way.
doesn't.
Chill! Wow, what a grab from Chill in midair, manages to snag the ball away. Now Mexico can now sort of flirt with the idea of going for this attack, and that steal is going to make it all the much easier as it heads over to Kingston. He'll be a little bit
And of
late. Actually, it's Tumbleweed.
and of course, it always comes down to the captain calling the shots or captain player conflict. But the strategy that puts forth, sometimes it is just not the player's fault. Sometimes it is just the way the captain wants things to play out, and they play to the best of their ability. Um, to that strategy. And strategies change. Sometimes they change, or sometimes player, they take a bit of intuition and they deviate. So I like to capture those moments because sometimes they're the most entertaining ones.
Tumbleweed gets good possession of that ball, but unfortunately it's just stopped in the pearly gates of Cameroon defense as Kingston tries to make an offense. He's kind of, pretty defensive, pretty far back here, but Chill is up ahead, back
Ooh,
over to
fumble.
Tumbleweed. What the heck?
Ah.
I assume he was looking for a pass back there, but unfortunately just whiffs it a little bit too hard. And now Cameroon are open. You could check the right side of the field. Dumbat is completely safe. And Yui Crease, if you're able to get it over to like above Chill, Cameroon can have a really good attack going immediately. It goes up and over. It's going to be a 2 versus 2 in the box. Yui Crease receives it though,
See,
and
egg
he's
is
able to
open.
get ahead. Hits right in front of Cameroon, however, and that's a good steal. And I think
Oh.
Matt actually heads that the last second. That's a goal kick.
See, but one of the most reliable things I would, at least myself, I would rather pass to a person who's maybe not as likely to score, but at least they're gonna make the shot. You have versus a better player versus, but they're covered by more people in a more difficult position. As long as you're making shots, that's still an admirable thing, and that's usually what I depend on Egg on, because Egg can make a number of shots if you give him the opportunity. Um, but the problem with ball hogging is if you're too surrounded or you're maybe too much of a player
Oh,
with, ooh, that's from straight out. If you're too notable, you're just gonna have too much people surround you, and you're not gonna be able to make any shots at all. And that's kind of what we're seeing with Cameroon right now. I mean, we are over the halfway mark, and they haven't really made only one or two shots.
I believe it is 1-0, right? I don't know if the scoreboard's not updated. Yes,
Yes.
it's going to almost be
Yes.
2-0. Mel the Frog, almost, but not quite. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. Mel the Frog is here.
Let's see. Wasn't it 1-0? Why did they revert it back?
I
They
think
oh,
it was
okay.
1-0.
They just put it back. Okay, yeah. Mexico is winning 1-0 against Cameroon. This is very odd because at this point, last game, Cameroon against Morocco, Cameroon was winning. So they are mostly, to my perception, sticking to the same strategy they did against Morocco, and that's always the fascinating thing. Ooh, Yui has it. Oh, you can pass. Ah,
Got to give credit where credit is due. Mexican defense has been very good right now. You see, Hit is able to stall
really.
out a lot of time, and it gives mainly Kingston, sometimes Tumbleweed, a lot of time to rotate back. So, good job to Hit. You can see he's just winning these 1v1s, but
Oh
not
yeah. Oh,
there
Yui.
as Yui body
Oh,
blocks
Yui has it.
Kingston. Wow.
Oh wow.
Honestly, that was less on the fault of the defender and more on Yui just body blocking Kingston there to not allow him to rotate in front. That was really well played there from Yui. Almost had everything going, but Cairo, an absolute wall, just saves it. That back
And
line of Mexico is something to be feared right now.
And we can go back and look at Yui with Swamp, and kind of the more supporting players he had to deliver shots. I think when you have Yui solely taking to himself, it can get it can almost kind of just playing against himself. It's a bit obstructive, and it's a bit obstructive against the team. It's still, I mean, it's anybody's game, but Mexico is putting up a good fight, and I love seeing Hit on the field because I believe in the initial games he wasn't on the field; he was just a sub player. So I support Hit getting playtime, and of course subs getting playtime. We do have Chill with the ball. He's kind of trying to outmaneuver Yui and Egg. Egg is weirdly staying a bit close to Yui. I'd like to see him spread out more, and maybe he'd have Yui would take the chance on him. But I do agree, Yui should also invest in more of the player dynamics here, to make
Oh,
some shots. He has
that was a
another
good
chance
snatch
coming
by
up.
Hit, but it's not going to be a good pass as Yui's in the box. Wow, Chill gets that? Are you kidding me? This guy can do it all. Holy moly. Chill saves the ball as Tumbleweed
Header.
while he heads it back, and Waldo's going to be there for that. Should be able to clear this out quite reliably, or we'll just give it to Mel to do it
Yeah.
himself. Fantastic so far. Both teams playing really
Yes.
well, but it's just that last moment where you need to take the shot that has been so, so difficult. Yui Kreese may be open, but has Tumbleweed in front of Matt. So going to be the actual person with the ball not open, as that unfortunately goes a little too far. It's those opportunities that you try and make in Cameroon's side where they have a pass that might be open. They either don't take it or they just shoot it long. Sadly, those passes have not been up to standards, but at the same time, it is still 1-0, and you still have 7 minutes left. Plenty of time on the clock to get one, even two goals, as it's a bomb up to Yui. Body block tower by Chill, but that's not the bounce that you'd want, as it's right click there. Egg could grab
Ooh.
this. He does,
Oh
but
my
hits in the way.
Yui.
Yui Kreese with a shot, but
Oh my
Cairo!
god.
Holy crap, who is this guy?
Something
Cairo!
I think Kyle's getting a high card after this. I love Kyle is one of my favorite goalies. He's like top three, I believe, for me. Um, he's consistent. He's consistent, and so
That
he's gonna
was
he's earning it.
that was an immaculate save from Cairo, but let's see if Mel can do the same thing as Chill
Ooh.
is up in box. Doesn't
Oh,
grab
look at
that though.
Waldo.
That gives Waldo and Matt so much time to try and his matchups over the ball.
I mean,
It gave
Cameroon
Wal
defense is holding up capably. So we gave odds to that, and we hit is yeah, he's doing a very good job on defense. I'm glad, and I hope same with Egg before, and same with all these underrepresented players. I hope these things give more of an opportunity and more light on these players and what in their capabilities.
Look at this
It's
setup here from Mexico. It seems like at all times they have somebody guarding another player, even if they're not directly on top of them. They're always there to intercept the pass, and that's what really works out. Especially with a player like Chill, who has this really high tendency to grab the ball out of midair randomly and just kind of like drift it around other people. It's good to have like a sort of one-on-one style coverage for him because he's able to play really good defense in that way and help his team whenever he rotates back. You can see Tumble and Chill now doubling up here on Yui Kreese. However, it is going to go over to Mel. The proper strategy
absolutely
here. You could see
see
Egg on your right
pass
hand side,
pass
those
yeah.
way open, but Matt's not going for the pass. Instead, going to run it up. Might actually shoot this himself. It gets right clicked and it gets
Uh,
gloved by Cairo.
See, sometimes you have to take those beats of faith, those moments of faith, because they gotta at least make the shots. You gotta at least show that you made the attempt. And I mean, going back to Cameroon, they're mostly doing the same strategy as last week, but it's more disorganized this time, and it's always been universal that you can have a perfect strategy in dominating against one team, but it can completely falter when you're doing it against another team. And that goes for a
What?
shot. It's in.
What
There
the
we
heck?
go.
Can we get a
There we
ping check
go.
on Matt? Oh my goodness.
Now that was beautiful. I think Matt heard us. He's like, "Don't worry, guys, I'll deliver," and he did it. So we're at a draw now, 1v1, and only 4 minutes left. It's Matt was charging up the whole game for that. So let's see. Let's see if Mexico can rebound. Let's see if anyone can come out on top. It would be fascinating if this was another draw, because Mexico is the team of draws, per at least against Japan, and
They
and
have a
per all the
really good
records.
opportunity right now. Oh no!
Ooh,
Oh, the
Mel.
crossbar! Chill. The game day shakes. Just can't put it in, seemingly, as it's saved by the crossbar. Egg now playing it up here. Nobody covering him. He's just going to make the run. A
Oh
beautiful
my
pass
god!
to
Oh
Matt.
my god!
Holy smokes. A
Mal,
dime.
oh my god.
A
Matt just
dime.
crossed the Mexico border twice.
That was
He
insane.
he crossed it legally, he crossed it illegally, and he delivered both times. What a guy. He's going off right now.
Oh,
And
you
I
can't
do want to give a
goalie
shout
check
out, yeah.
Mel. That doesn't work. That doesn't
Mel
work.
Waldo, the Mel and Waldo combo is a sight to behold because they are holding up very capably.
Yui Kreese grabs this now. Looks for the
That's
shot.
that.
Oh!
Oh,
That is a corner, I believe. That was off Chill.
CK. Yep. You did a similar thing last game where he like headed it and it was like slightly over, but it was like it's really fun to watch those things. It's like what if? It's like short of a miracle. But Cameroon is in lead with less than
Look at
3
Egg.
minutes on the clock.
Egg is so open. It's just unfortunate that steal really saved Mexico's life there. But
Yeah.
now
See, I think
Mexico.
I think Egg is doing a bit of retaliation of just he's like, give me the chance, and he's trying to get the ball from Yui, but Yui is really trying to stick to himself. But like you see when you invest in Matt, when you invest in Egg, but now we've seen Matt twice scored,
Uh-oh.
and
Egg
Matt
just
with
has to
that
waste
little
time. Look at Matt
ooh,
running up right side.
that's
Egg just has to waste time, and he's doing it perfectly. He just needs Matt to get in a good position. Goes for the dime, but plays it a little bit safe. Now his tumbleweed kind of kites over to Yui Kreese. There's two people on Yui, while at the same time Egg and Matt are in the box. However, that two-man strategy does work out in the end as Hit now has to look for the clear. Really good clear from him, and now
and
Kingston
yeah,
has to
and
make
to
that
me,
attempt.
seeing those dynamics of teams have always been the most fatal. You gotta invest in your teammates. You gotta pass the ball. You can run it up, but if you got people open, take the chance. I mean, because alternate scenario, Cameroon could be winning by a larger margin here if maybe Yui made some of those passes.
You say that, but right now Yui has been very wide open, and Egg has not passed the ball. It goes right into Cairo's hands. 2-1, and the time is ticking down. Obviously, you have a minute 40. That's a lot of time to make an attempt, especially with Cameroon. But
Anyone's
the
game.
problem is that Cameroon have been on Mexico's side of the turf for basically more than half of this game. Chill
Yeah.
has an opening here. Look at how open Kingston is, but the steal comes on out. Tumbleweed grabs it, just looks for the pass, but Waldo from behind manages to take it away. Egg now trying to nab it and get it away, and as it's stolen by Mexican defenders, Cameroon are really starting to waste resources on the side of
Oh
Mexico.
my
And it's a
god.
2v1.
Come
The
on,
rotate is
Yui.
so slow for Mexico.
Come
They've
on,
left Hit
Yui.
all by himself. Yui goes for the shot, but Cairo keeps Mexico in this game. Holy crap. Cairo has had an outstanding performance and has had outstanding performances recently. Chill grabs the ball now. Mexico looking for
Is
this
this the
clutch.
chance?
Nobody's guarding Chill.
Someone's go
It's stolen though. And
uh,
Mel grabs it.
no,
That was
Cameroon
it.
defense, lovely. Cameroon defense, lovely. And I mean, but you've seen Matt. He hasn't had a lot of ball possession, but he made those two goals, which are ultimately might be saving Cameroon here, might be delivering them the win. And Yui still has had majority ball possession, but we do see Egg here passing out to Waldo. Who's Waldo gonna go for? He's
And
got some
Waldo's gonna
options.
waste so much time. There's 30 seconds left, but
But
Chill gets the steal. Chill gets the steal.
oh
Oh
my
my
God, this
goodness.
is their chance. This is their chance. Their
This is
only
their
chance.
only
Can he
chance.
deliver?
23 seconds left. Egg steals it
Oh
away, and it's driven up.
my
Hit has this, though. He can pass it back.
God.
He gets it over to Kingston. But
15 seconds.
Mexico, they have to make something out of this. Yui Kreese grabs it. Remember, the game's only over when ball dies, so they have technically infinite time as long as the ball doesn't go out, but you can tell that Mexico want to get it. As long as Cameroon have control of this ball, they can just throw it out.
Oh
And
my
as
God.
Egg runs up the field in this 1-versus-1, he shoots it and it misses, but that is enough
Oh.
for Cameroon to win the game.
I like the final point of Egg just making like a final shot. He's like, oh man, it was very close, but great game, Cameroon. As we've seen with practically most of the games, very close game. It's a lower posting than Cameroon in their blowout against Morocco last week, but it's great job from both teams. It's admirable nevertheless. But Cameroon is setting their path forward. Especially with Morocco last week. They've two teams that have been tied in dead set, 2 wins, 2 losses, the whole of round one. But now we can see going into round two, Cameroon is really setting a legacy and a path for themselves. As for Mexico, they still got places to go. They can easily put in the work to beat Morocco. But that was a very fun match, and I'm glad um, that the teams put out their all, and we'll see if they keep things the same, if they change strategies, and where they go from there. So we do got Cairo bouncing around on the field here.
That's a nice try from Mexico. They actually looked pretty good that entire series. Big shout outs to both the goalkeepers, Mel and Cairo, definitely deserving. Um, of all the
Yeah.
accolades. That was a really good performance from both of them. And also a big congratulations to Matt, who definitely was the playmaker on the side of Cameroon and really helped elevate their positions. If we could give 4 stars out, I would definitely give it both to Egg and Matt. Those two played so well together up on the field. They were able to get
Yes.
so many passing plays going, and it was just really, really fun to see, a team like Cameroon, who are not, known for their star power as much as maybe a team like Denmark, really come out and shine with some of their newer players that are starting to make a name for themselves.
Yeah, but again, star power can mean absolutely nothing if those star players don't work well with each other, if the captain doesn't invest in those players. But you can have a team of completely capable people that end up being just remarkable because they work very well with each other and they put in the practice and the time. And I think Cameroon is beginning to make those investments, and hopefully this is a learning curve for Mexico. I mean, it's a very close game, but now that we're in round two and they're able to, designate themselves to each team, and they've set more of their play style into place after the mishaps of round one, that they can make some adjustments, and we'll see how they change for Morocco and the things they try to do. But if I had to pick my 3 MVPs of the game, definitely Dummat, Cairo, and I'm leaning toward Egg here for third.
Okay. Well, that's the game. Congratulations to Cameroon, who have been getting increasingly better and becoming a very large threat, beating Morocco, who many people had in their power rankings as a grand finalist team. But now we're starting to, kind of draw some question marks on the wall as we see a very capable team. All 5 of those players on Cameroon did something that game. Waldo had his mishaps, obviously, as did anyone else, but he was inevitably, the mark of a good defender. He really helped keep the back line in check and was able to always be there whenever Cameroon needed him the most. Even whenever he was stuck in like a 1 versus 1 or a 1 versus 2, it always seemed like Waldo was very reliable there. So, congrats to Cameroon. That's the game. As they continue their win streak, we'll see what happens next. I've been Razor. This has been Dr. Kong.
Yes, sir.
Goodbye.
See you next time.